All right, guys. So whether it is the morning, afternoon, or evening, thank you so much for taking your precious time to be here today. And we have some great updates for you today. I will update you guys on the community side of things. So basically, what we were looking at last week in terms of our Telegram community, we were looking at around close to 300 members. Now we're actually close to 500 members on our Telegram community, which is an awesome jump. There's obviously a heck of a lot more people out there. They just need to recognize to actually get involved in the Telegram community, because that's where we're going to do, our AMAs, our Q&As are done here. Update calls are done here, but the AMAs will be done in Telegram, and that'll be once a month. Okay, so let's make sure that we drive traffic to that particular place. And that's where you have admins as well. So it's very important that we realize to use Telegram to the best of our advantage. We're growing our community quite nicely. We're over 700 people in our DeFi Nation Facebook group as well, which is awesome. And thank you, Chris, so much for setting up that Facebook group for all of us. And that's been a great help to many people, because they've been using that as a way of answering questions too, which has been very helpful. So I'm going to turn it over to Chris, and Chris is going to talk to you a little bit more about creating a culture and essentially what we're building with Cyber City. So go ahead, Chris.
Thanks, Mr. Live. I appreciate it. I feel like in Avengers where Spider-Man's like, oh, we're using our made up names now. So I need a superhero name. Well, guys, I just wanted to come on partly because I want to help you all understand what we're doing here. And I know a lot of you believe in what we're doing here and what NRGY is all about. And I wrote a long post the other day. You guys probably saw it. And I referenced Steve Jobs because it was the easiest or the best way I could kind of illustrate to you what I believe NRGY is. I was running a crazy fever at the time, so I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but regardless, I think it's important that you understand or see the vision, see where we think it's going, where we want it to go, and where we're putting our energy, no pun intended, into building this thing. So I'm going to read off some things, but if you're not familiar with the quote, it's so relevant to this project, and I never saw it until the other day, and I was like, you know what, that's exactly what we're doing here. It's exactly what NRGY is. It's exactly what we believe in. And so, Steve Jobs once said, he said, life can be much broader once you discover one simple fact. Everything around you that you call life was made up by people that are no smarter than you, and you can change it, you can influence it, and you can build your own things that other people can use. Now, I want you to think about that. You can build your own things that other people can use. That's really what NRGY is. It's a platform for us or developers or creatives to build things that we use on a decentralized platform, right? So in a platform that is transparent, in a platform that is trustless, than a platform that has no end, no bound, no governance by any corporation or opinion. And that is special because, you guys, I can't tell you how many times, and I should say how many companies I've worked with that have self-destructed from the inside out. And it's heartbreaking when you see great products, when you see great ideas and great people, but the micromanaging, the board members, the Wall Street influences, all those things play into such a big part, more than a lot of people even realize, into the outcome of what those companies become. All right. So that's the importance of something like NRGY, where you don't have any of that. You don't have this board of members to appease all the time. And, we don't need to go to Wall Street to get capital. I've been down that road. It's a nightmare. And so there's something really special here because of the nature of what this is. And for those of you that don't know what DeFi is, that's okay. Decentralized finance is just doing what's been done for so long and allowing you and me and everybody else to do it. It's incredible. And it's sometimes misunderstood. A lot of times it's misunderstood just because there's really never been anything like it out there. So I always tell people, you guys, anytime you're the first through the door, you take the arrows, you take the judgment, you take the misunderstanding, a lot of it. People will assume what you are or what it is that you're doing because they don't understand you. They'll make fun of you. They'll put you down. They won't trust you. Okay. You know how many people said, oh, I can't buy that coin because it was $150 a coin. You know how many people said that to me? My friends, my closest friends said that. We hit $900 a coin within 5 weeks for a moment there. 900. And that's nothing, right? It's not their fault that they say those things. It's just they don't understand it. They don't understand what liquidity pools are. They don't understand what a coin like this is all about. This isn't Bitcoin. This isn't Ethereum. This is something totally different. So I just wanted to, when I created that post, I wanted to help you maybe share that with others, or to help you kind of see in your head of what this is going to become. Now, with that, it's super important that we protect the house. And I say that because I've been around, I guess, long enough to know that there's always going to be competition, and that's healthy. But in this industry, particularly in crypto, the competition is, it's a little bit, I would say, more ugly, because it's anybody can create it. Anybody can create a DeFi project. Anybody can create a smart contract. Okay, it just takes some coders. And I'm not going to say anybody can create an NRGY, because there are some unique qualities here that Alan built that make it what it is. But there will be Me Too DeFi contracts. They saw a coin go from $3 to perhaps $900 in a matter of 4.5, 5 weeks. Yes, there will be competition, and I'm okay with that. That's great, as long as people don't put us in the category of them, because I know that there's nobody that's going to do what we're doing. And so to automatically say, oh, well, you're just an affiliate program, or you're just a smart contract, is just, it is doing a disservice to what we have. And so it's my job here. It's my effort every day is to build an infrastructure that creates the security in our community. And look at what we've done. I mean, Peter, you just said it. We have an enormous amount of people in a Facebook group that's been growing so rapidly, which is amazing, right? Our Telegram groups have been growing. Our Zoom calls have been growing. This kind of growth is very good. It's very healthy, and it's quite impressive. So I just want to do all the things we can do to protect ourselves and our culture, because anytime somebody tries to penetrate that and come and break that up, you won't be able to, right? Like, we'll be too strong. We'll know what we have. We'll be able to talk how we need to talk. We'll be able to send people where we need to send them so they can get educated too. It's up to us to educate people, guys. If people don't understand this and they judge us, it's our fault. That's the way I look at it. It's on us. If people want to judge us, it's on us, because we didn't do a good enough job to show them what this is. All right. So I want to go ahead and kind of segue. There was a portion in the article. I'll just read it to you because I won't bring it up. There is one piece about NRGY that really kind of struck with me, and I want to tell you guys what that is. So NRGY and the ecosystems that myself and others are creating within are exciting for one major reason. This was probably the biggest reason for me. And success or failure, win or lose, there is not a single project being built today, being built tomorrow, being built yesterday, all right, that will determine whether we win or lose. It's about winning in the aggregate, not alone. It's all about the sum of the parts as we move forward. A winning DApp will bring great profits to investors, attention to the platform, and more stability to the coin. A losing DApp will just bring more opportunities for someone to do it better and use cases to be evolved. It's up to the people who believe in building better applications with better transparency and security to participate in this vision. Okay, so the reason I say that is it's not, we're going to see the coin go up and down really rapidly because of how the liquidity is now. We don't have a ton of liquidity. I don't know what we're up to, around 3 million or something. It fluctuates, but when you see somebody buy $300 and some $1,000 in NRGY, it's going to increase the price a lot, right? Because that's a big chunk of money. And when people sell large chunks, we see that fluctuate too, but it comes right back. Eventually, when things really start hitting off, when these dApps start being released and people start taking notice and all the things that we're building come to fruition here, there's going to be so much liquidity in there that those swings aren't going to be as prevalent as you see today. You still see the price swings, but you won't see them as big as today, okay? So that's why I always say, enjoy the show, because it's not always going to be like this, okay? So it's never up to one thing. A dApp could take us over the top. One killer dApp, one killer application on NRGY will skyrocket the price of the coin. It only takes one, right? It only takes one. And a dApp that doesn't work out, maybe it is, it's not a huge hit. It's okay. It doesn't hurt us. Okay. So the cool thing is unlike a traditional company where everything rides on the iPhone or everything rides on that one widget, whatever it is that company does, it's a huge risk. Hopefully you guys understand that dynamic is you put all your cards on the table for that one innovation in a company, typically, right? When you launch it, if it doesn't work out, you got to pivot, you got to do all these things, you got to raise more money to try to make that happen. With NRGY, it's different. We have as many chances as we want because we're just the platform. We're the investors. We're the community behind it. We want people to build their own things that people want to use, just like Steve Jobs said. That's the power of what we have. And quite frankly, that's the reason that Apple is what it is today. Their marketplace, okay? Their marketplace, a lot of people is like, who's your market? Your market's not a person. You can't, a market is never a person. It's a location. It's a location. And just like you go to the marketplace to get fruits and vegetables, right? You go to the market is a location where we exchange things, where we trade things, buy things, etc. Right? The market is where people come together. That's why the community is such the big piece, because right now we have a chance to be the first market, to build the market from the beginning. We don't have to walk into a red ocean with lots of competitors and a lot of competition. We don't have to do that. We get to create our own blue ocean from the beginning. You know how rare that is? I can't tell you whether you're in health, personal development, finance, all the major industries, relationship building, all the major ones are very, very crowded. And they're very, very difficult to launch inside of because of the competition, because of the attention is spread so far out. Whereas we have the ability to be the first. So it's super important that foundations are put in place early. I'm not concerned. People are like, Chris, when are we going to be on CoinGecko? When are we going to be on CoinMarketCap? You know what? That's irrelevant. It doesn't matter, you guys. We will get there when we get there. You don't have to be on the top website, on the top of the first of the best in the beginning. In fact, quite frankly, you don't want to be. You want to fly under the radar as long as you can to get your ducks in a row, to get the little tweaks done, to get the white papers white, and to get the tech working and all those things before the world's looking at you, right? Why do all of that when you're just trying to tweak the things and get things ready? So if somebody says, well, you're not on this or you're not on there, it's not that we can't be, we can in a heartbeat, but it doesn't make any business sense to do that now. Right now, we're building the community, building the foundations, tweaking, and you're going to see from Alan here shortly some of the incredible things that he's done in the last 2.5 weeks to help overcome some of the high fees and to make NRGY more practical for you and me and the world. And you guys, he did this in 2.5 weeks. It's unreal. I talked about it. I mentioned it. I didn't even know he was doing it. And all of a sudden I hear from Peter and Dwayne and even Alan. It's like, yep, we're almost done with that. I'm like, oh, okay. So it's really a cool thing. So let me just segue now before we bring on Alan, because I know he's running a little bit behind. Peter, give me a heads up when you hear if he's ready or not.
Yeah, he's what we're going to be doing today is Alan's going to be he's going to be talking about it, and then the official actual unveiling and demonstration is going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern tonight.
Okay, perfect. All right, so before we do that, guys, I want to talk about Cyber City and DeFi Nation and what that is and where that plays into things. So as we all know, and we're all waiting patiently to have a website to share with the world rather than Google Docs or even Zooms, I wanted to create a system similar to what I've done in the past to be able to funnel people through, not a sales funnel, because we don't have to sell NRGY. We just have to explain it. We have to share it. And we want to put people into a community in a way that's not a sales hypey process like the rest of things. We don't need to. So Cyber City is just a community that's a place that you can send people to. It'll be very linear. So you'll send someone to a website. It'll be all decentralized. In fact, Cyber City will be a dApp on NRGY. All right. So it's pretty cool to even have that option. So what happens is, mind you, also all the revenue from Cyber City, everything that comes from it, from the merchandise, everything, 20% of that goes to you guys, goes to us, right? Based on how everything works in energy. Plus there's even more incentive for you guys to share that. But when you send somebody to Cyber City, they're going to learn about what is decentralized finance? What is this community? Why am I here? Why is this important? What is this all about? Very simple introduction, video and welcome. From there, it's going to teach them how to get their wallet, right? How to go from the wallet or purse in their pocket where they have their cash and their credit cards to the digital version of that, right? Which is our digital wallets, your MetaMasks and such. How to get that, how to transition. Sometimes it's hard to understand. I know it's kind of confusing for new people. And then how do you get your first cryptocurrency? How do you put some money in that new digital wallet? And how do you transition from the mindset of going to the bank or not going to the bank? And that's kind of where we want to take people. So once we get some crypto in their wallet, we show them the opportunity with NRGY and what decentralized finance can do for you with staking and why that's important and the opportunity with that. So we'll walk people through a very simple linear process. They can't click a bunch of buttons. They can't go anywhere. It's just very simple. 5-minute videos, gets them to the point and gets them to where you want them to be. At that point, they can stake or not stake. They can buy the coins or not buy the coins. But once they do stake, they unlock a world of potential. They unlock Cyber City, basically. A city run by NRGY. NRGY is our power source. It is our life source. It is our currency. Okay, so once they do stake NRGY, once they purchase energy of any source and that connects to their MetaMask, boom, it opens up the community. They have the Facebook group. They have merchandise. They have the dApps. They have all these crazy things that we're doing. All right, and it unlocks this world and this community and the support that they've never seen before. And I don't care who rips off what, or they try to rip off, they won't be able to rip off that. And so that's essentially the vision of where this goes, because now you can send people there to walk them through the basic steps so you don't have to support that. All right. It makes use of your time. It creates an opportunity for people to understand something that might be a little complicated, but it also gets them to places where they can get answers. Okay. And it's cool because we can build the merchandise store in there, the app store or dApp store into that. The whole ecosystem can kind of be built under the Cyber City umbrella. DeFi Nation, our community, all of that will be right in one central location. A new dashboard that I'm working with Alan to redesign. So for Community Builder, the way we have it set up now, it'll be like 3 different avatars you can choose. So when you come into Cyber City, you can choose to be just a citizen, which is just somebody who uses NRGY, right? You got a wallet, you're staking, you're using, maybe you're using dApps, whatever. You're just a person in this community. That's awesome. Everybody is that. Or you can be a builder. And if you choose your builder avatar, this little character, then you'll be able to get all the builder resources, all your funnels and all your support videos and banners and all those things, special calls and things to support you building Cyber City and NRGY, okay? Or you can be a creator. If you're a creator, that's for someone who's maybe a developer, who's maybe just an ideast, who has an idea that wants to think or talk to somebody about an app, or maybe you have a friend that's a developer and you want to kind of point him in the right direction to learn about this, so you can send them through all that kind of stuff. There's no charge for Cyber City itself. If you want to be a builder and use some of the tools and such, there'll be like an annual fee. It won't be very expensive. You just use NRGY and boom, you got it. It's just a one-time thing. Any of the merchandise that's sold through there, you guys make a piece of all of that. Anything that anybody would pay for with NRGY, you make money on. It's pretty cool. Okay. So I'm super excited about it. We're hustling as fast as we can now that I'm feeling better to get this out to you ASAP. And then we'll get version 1 done real quick. And then of course, we'll just evolve it as time goes on. What Alan's been doing with wrapped NRGY, you guys are going to hear about that. It's going to make a massive difference to how we use NRGY in our everyday lives. Okay. So Peter, let's turn it over to Alan if he's set. Alan, I appreciate your brother. You're doing an amazing job. You're one of the hardest working people I've ever met in my life. So take care of yourself. Let's show these guys what you've been up to.
Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody. Out of my video, I can't turn it on for some reason, but that's okay. My face isn't that pretty all the time. Let's see what we got here. I also need to be able to share my screen. Pete, if you could help me.
Yep. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
You can share your screen now.
Let's start off with this. I did a quick little PowerPoint here. Now at 8 o'clock this evening, we're going to be moving forward with full demonstration of wrapped energy. It's going to be really, really interesting. We're going to put out a
Hey, Alan.
Yeah.
Hey, Alan, just to let you know, there's a heck of a lot of wind background noise.
Yeah, I apologize. I'm in a windy area. I'm outside at the moment. Let me try this a little bit, see if it's a little better. How's that?
Yeah,
Any
much
better?
better. Yeah, much better.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm gonna try to get into behind something. So first of all, what we're really doing is we're creating a launch pad for developers. And on the idea that we're creating a decentralized life. A dev can earn more by accepting energy as payment, because that payment is going to grow. It gives them opportunity to invest and save and increase his revenue. But to make this work in a time of high Ethereum gas fees, a solution had to be developed. All of us have just suffered. I know I have, and I know all of you have, with these ridiculous costs, transaction costs that have just, it's been a big problem. Now, there are things underway that are going to improve that. But we can't wait for those things. We have to be proactive and find solutions. So what's been great is our developers have come up with a solution. And what it is it's energy on Binance Smart Chain, WNRGY. So Energy Launchpad requires this cost-effective fuel, and energy devs, they've responded quickly, as Chris has shown, to create a solution. And it's a DApp, it's an energy bridge that bridges between Ethereum and the Binance Smart Chain. And what's cool about this is now energy is equal to wrapped energy. It lets energy move between Ethereum and Binance Smart Chain. So on Binance Smart Chain, it costs $3, $5 to do a transaction. Now, we will not have our staking contract on Binance Smart Chain, but it will allow people who want to transact in the dApps to have a cost-effective way to do that. So when using the bridge, it transfers the value onto Binance Smart Chain. It does not increase the supply of energy in any way. The circulation remains the same. It just simply, when you go, you deposit your energy in the dApp, and I'll show you tonight how that works. It then produces a wrapped energy on Binance Smart Chain. And then when you want to, you come back and you redeposit your wrapped energy back into the dApp, and it gives you Ethereum energy that you have right now. So energy is able to be converted back and forth between both chains. So that now the dApp fees paid with wrapped energy are integrated to flow onto Uniswap, just as our original plan, and into the market maker staking contract on Ethereum. So it doesn't matter which one they use. The fee revenue will go onto Uniswap and into the market maker staking contract to be participants. So everyone gets those fee revenues.
Hey, Alan, real quick, are you sharing your screen right now?
I hope so. Am I?
I see it says Samsung DeX. That's all we see.
Oh my goodness. Let me try this again.
Yeah.
Not too good.
I don't think that's the right thing we're supposed to be seeing.
No, I have actually a PowerPoint. All right, let's start. Actually, do you see it now?
There we go. Now we see it.
Okay. I apologize. I thought you guys were seeing this. So I'll just do a quick review. So Energy is a launchpad for developers. So now, we talked about devs to earn more by working with Energy, right? And that because of the high Ethereum gas prices that we've all been dealt with, we had to find a solution. So now this solution is a new dApp called the Energy Bridge. Basically, it takes energy and creates wrapped energy. If any of you guys are familiar with wrapped Bitcoin, these are technologies that are well understood by most people in cryptocurrency. But basically, it lets you move your value between Ethereum chain and the Binance Smart Chain. And the reason we need to do that, obviously, is right now Binance Smart Chain costs are $3 at times when Ethereum costs are $100. So when using the bridge, you can transfer your value onto the Binance Smart Chain. Once again, it does not increase any supply. It's still the same number of energy coins. It just simply swaps the two and puts you on a new chain. And they can be converted back and forth. So the DApp fees that are paid with Wrapped Energy are integrated to flow onto Uniswap. All the revenues from dApps get deposited into our Uniswap contract and then distributed to the developer and to the market maker staking contract on Ethereum. Now the developers have app services on both Ethereum and Binance Smart Chain, either one or both at the same time. And that is really what we're going to do. And so we have this demo on this working, and I want to share it all with you tonight at 8 p.m. We're going to post a time for everyone to join. And like I said, this had to be done. We had to find a solution to this so that we could, obviously make this viable. I mean, if you have a product that costs $30, obviously you can't spend $100 in transaction fees, right? So this is going to help us a great deal. We're excited about it. It just shows the ingenuity and the type of talent that we have on the developer front to get this solution out so quickly, and on top of all of the other things that are happening on the development front. So I want to just let everybody know that, and I'm going to turn this back over to Peter.
Awesome. I have some construction going on over here, so if it's loud every now and again, I apologize. Okay, so that's really great that we're going to have that at 8 o'clock. Everyone will be able to see this actually functioning and working correctly. The other thing I wanted to know is, we are all about community, right? And so the one thing that I wanted to do was to open it up to almost like a Q&A and say, hey, everyone has a voice here. So here's another thing I really want you guys to understand. All of us that are involved with this project have been involved with other projects before, like me, Chris, Dwayne, Eli, Alan. We've all seen it. We've been burned before, and we'll make sure that that never happens again, right? And so we're cultivating this process because we know what will work and we know what hasn't worked in the past. So we'll take all these, essentially all these quote unquote failures that have happened, and then we'll learn from that and implement that into NRGY, into a community that will never fail, because we will be always listening to the people that are involved within our community, because we are all doing this together, and I cannot stress that enough. So if you have a voice, if you have an opinion, if there's something that you think is going to make, like, the community builder easier, smoother, whatever the case may be, and maybe for some reason we haven't seen it yet, then please feel free to address it and say it, because I really want that to be known, that every single person has a voice, and whether you have one energy staked or you have 1,000 energy staked, you're treated the same way. Everyone is on an equal playing field. And this is what I mean about creating a fair economy, because everybody's treated the same. Think about all the other different cryptocurrency opportunities that we've all been a part of in the past. There's a hierarchy, right? There's the CEO, there's the VP, there's the whatever. And you can't get to those people unless you actually have some kind of high significant voice. That's not the way it works here. And I'll make damn sure that that never happens. And so will Chris, and so will Dwayne, and so will Alan, and so will Eli, all of us. And I want that to really sink into you guys. Sorry for the noise, but so you understand that. So what I want to do right now is wait for that to stop. But if you have any questions any concerns. This is not the forum to do, my MetaMask isn't working for some reason, that we save that for another time, right? But this is like, if there are things that you want to ask that can help to make the platform better, or whatever the case may be, this is the time for that. This is the weekly time to announce those things. So raise your hand and we can unmute you and do it that way if you want, or you can say it in the comments section. It's up to you. Okay, Crystal, feel free.
Hello, morning. Oh, morning from New Zealand. It's like 6 a.m. here. So that, yeah, I do have a question about, in terms of the community build, is there a way to filter out the different, have it separate, the referral rewards and your staking rewards, showing as separate numbers?
Separate numbers. What do you mean by separate numbers?
So you know how what you get from and what you get from, are they separate?
Yeah, so your builder rewards are on the bottom, and your staking for what you have is a totally separate number.
Are they totally separate? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Thank you.
Yep, no problem. Sorry about the loudness. Jorge.
All right, sorry about that. I was muted. How's it going, Peter?
Hey, buddy. Go ahead.
Just real quick question. This new method they were talking about with the DApp that's going to cut the fees. Can you use that when you're originally starting your community builder? You know, when you're first joining, to cut those gas fees out when you're first signing up.
It's really only going to help you from the standpoint for now, right? And so maybe we can implement that down the line to involve with the staking. But for now, it's really just from the standpoint of actually buying the coin itself. So there's still going to be a way that because when you stake, you're still going to have to do that 25%. That's automatically going to be taken off the top. But you know, and I can let Alan clarify that a little bit better. Alan, you want to step in?
Yes, the current DApp that we have ready to roll out is a bridge. It's the first step is to transfer the value from Ethereum over to the Binance Smart Chain. And once we have that, there's no reason that other developers may find ways of maybe syncing the staking contract on Ethereum over to Binance Chain. Every problem has a solution and every problem has an opportunity. And so, you know, obviously there's going to be people looking to develop solutions for all those things. Ideally, we would love to see those costs come down. I do believe we'll see this summer a huge drop in the gas fees on Ethereum. There's a new change to the way they calculate gas that's going to go into effect here just, I think, within about 60 days. But in the meantime, we're going to be, developers are going to be continuing to look for solutions for both reducing the costs and improving the services that we offer.
And Peter, I just posted in the comments, if you guys want to read the chat, I just posted about that very question, because that was coming up in the comments. So if you guys read the chat, I posted the answer there as well, a detailed answer.
So Dwayne said staking still takes place through the ETH blockchain, so you will still need to pay the ETH gas fee to stake. Wrapped NRGY is for smaller people to be able to buy and hold the coin, as well as purchase the coin affordably, to be able to purchase the different goods and services offered in the dApps within the NRGY ecosystem. So, yeah, go ahead.
Because we're gonna, obviously we want to come up with a solution to this high gas fee, both in terms of staking. So, create a lot of creative minds are working on the problem, but the first step number one, is to get what we've accomplished here, which is we're going to be on Binance Smart Chain. Really excited about that. It's going to save us a lot of money. It's going to offer new opportunities for people that are kind of, because of the transaction costs have been kind of priced out of participating in energy, at least in terms of being a coin holder. And it's also going to lead to the next evolutionary step, which is what we all want, is to solve these high transaction costs on when we stake.
All right, Darren, you have your hand up. Go ahead.
Hello, Peter. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. I have one question regarding the community builder. Obviously, you receive your rewards on a weekly basis, and that goes into a different balance from your staked energy. Is there a time when those rewards will be transferred into your staked energy, or are they kept separate at all times?
My apologies. I'm having trouble hearing. Dwayne, you want to answer that?
Say that question one more time.
Yes. Obviously, on the community builder, we have the staked energy, and then you have your reward balance. Okay.
Okay.
Is there an opportunity in the longer term to transfer your rewards from that balance into the staked account?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you can stake with energy. So a lot of people will stake the energy that they make as community builders from community building. All you have to do, now you will pay the gas fee when you send them in. You just go up to energy at the top of the community builder DApp and just stake. You can stake your energy as well. That's in your MetaMask or your wallet, whatever wallet you're using. Most people use MetaMask.
Right.
So as you earn those community builder rewards for growing the community, those are deposited directly into your wallet. If you want to stake those energy, you're more than welcome to do so. You can do that. You can do that now.
Right. I'm thinking more. If I look at the community builder, okay, you have your earned rewards, and then you have your staked energy. So once I get to say two coins in earned rewards, do they always stay in earned rewards, or do they get transferred into the staked?
No,
account?
they roll into staking each week. So those earned rewards are on Saturday are going to roll over into staking. So those are automatically rolled over into staking.
Right. That's perfect. Thank you very much for that.
Yep. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay, so there's another question which I can potentially answer. So it says, what does the leadership team view as major factors that could potentially put the success and longevity of NRGY at risk? Really, the only risk factor in the short term, not in the long term, but in the short term, is because of the liquidity that we have right now, right? And it's only around 2.4 million. It's not a secret. So because of that, just like whatever happened, right? So somebody put in $375,000, immediately it jumped up to 972. And all of a sudden people started selling because they wanted to get their profits. So if you're coming in at like 600 and it goes up to 900, and then it comes back to, let's say, 450, and you have to pull out your money at that point in time because you need it to pay for whatever you need to pay for, that is your only risk. Because otherwise, you're in full control of your funds at all times. And that's like one of the biggest things that we stress, seriously, is that is the only risk. Now, the risk reward feature is that in the long term, when the dApps are established, when Cyber City is built effectively, when all of that happens, the risk will be minimal because the actual fluctuation of the price and the volatility will be subsidized completely. Does that make sense?
Yes, one thing that's really cool about NRGY, I want to add on that. This is Dwayne. Keep in mind, guys, what makes NRGY so valuable is that rewards, staking rewards, are only produced if new liquidity enters into the staking pool. Why is that big? Because a lot of DeFi coins out there, they just endlessly produce this reward. And with other DeFi coins, if they're producing a reward and there's no new liquidity coming into the coin, guess what that really does to the value? It really devalues their coin. Energy is so valuable because whenever new energy is minted, there's always new liquidity going into the contract. Think about how powerful that is. That's a big, big, big thing, guys. A huge thing. Anyways, back to you, Peter.
And I think, you know, when you just take the supply standpoint of it, right? When you take just from what everybody knows, from Bitcoin being 21 million and NRGY being 4.3, and essentially having that deflationary mechanism where, you know, you are going to have a burn that is going to happen every time somebody unstakes. 7.5% is not only taken out of that unstaking balance, but it's also taken out of the full permanent supply. So that creates scarcity and that creates more popularity. Now imagine if we had a community like Bitcoin, not to the same extent, because that's probably very, very long term. But let's say in the next 2 years, our community grows to 40, 50,000 as a conservative estimate. Where do you think the coin value is going to be then? I don't want to speculate, but just think about it. If it's $560, $570 now with a small community, at that point in time with an intense amount of liquidity that's actually coming in, that's going to increase stabilization. That's going to increase adoption. Our community is like a little under about 1,000 people. That's it. It's not a crazy amount of people. I don't even think we've even hit 600 wallets yet. Maybe. I'd have to look and check. Alan, do you know off the top of your head? Alan?
I know. You can't just look at the wallet holders. You also have to look at how many people are staking. So we're over 1,000 stakers, you know, right now, which is actually fantastic. And we also have the metrics on growth in terms of the number of people coming in. We're growing at a steady daily rate. Everything is looking good in terms of our growth. And I think that bodes really well. Now, keep in mind, there's only approximately 70,000 coins in circulation. That's it. So there's not a lot of coins in circulation. You talk about 3.4 million. I mean, it's only going to happen, like I said, as capital flows in. And it's a finely tuned elastic supply mechanism that really makes this work. So I think we're looking at a very scarce point. As you mentioned, people pull out. I would just, tell people that this is not like a regular stock market or regular cryptocurrency market where you got to be in a big hurry to sell because you need a buyer there to get a sell off. With DeFi, that happens automatically. The funds are there. It's like an investment bank. So be patient if you need funds. Sell into strength if you need funds. Or do the smart thing, which is to hold during the highest growth rate, which is right now. This is going to be the highest growth rate. The people that are here now in NRGY are going to receive tremendous percentage of these newly minted coins. So it just makes sense. It's tempting. A lot of people, they get tempted by that money. They rush out. They get into US dollar coin. And then you wonder, well, what are they going to do now? They're going to just limit their opportunity, right? They also needed, when you go to liquidate, which should be done it's called market maker staking, which means that you should be liquidating in a responsible way to reduce volatility for others. There's no hurry. You don't have to wait for a buyer to come in to sell. There's no hurry. So there's no reason for people to sell 175,000 at one time. But it just shows you that you can do it. And it's there and it pops right back. So that is the reason that it's able to take those kind of hits, is because the system itself is finely tuned to provide what's the most important feature, which is liquidity. So your funds are there, they're there available to you when you need them. Let them grow, save, hold, and save and grow, and you will be the one. People that right now that you see people pulling out 50,000 or 60,000, you know what? Those numbers will pale in comparison to the kind of rewards that people will receive over the coming 95 weeks to go. So I would just tell everybody, this is the beginning. It's a long way to go, and it's going to be really, really awesome for the people that can see a little bit more than a day or 2 or 3 out, right? If you look at this closely, you'll come to the conclusion that this could be a life-changing, asset to own.
I'm going to let you answer this question. From week 6 onward, am I right in saying the nominal increase in your staked funds will be approximately 4% per week?
That is, of course, going to depend on. Right now, it's way above that because the limit is rolling over. We built it. It was built in to anticipate large demand in the beginning, and a lower price. So what's happened now is, you'll start to see, like next week, the staking limit that's added at the current balance will be less, and it will continue to go up. But will we get 4%? We could easily get double that next week, double that the week after that, double that week. It just, like I said, it just depends on where that limit is and how many people come into the staking contract. It also will depend on how many people leave the staking contract, right? So those factors we can't really predict what those will be. The target goal is to earn 4% weekly, right? And to have that compounded for people that want to save. It's, whether those targets are reached. I mean, obviously in the first 5 weeks, we far exceeded all of that by factor, many-fold. But even long term, that's a great target. That's what this financial system is designed to deliver. And then it's just going to be up to the market and their estimation of value of energy to determine if that's what we actually receive.
The next question is, how are weekly staking rewards calculated, and how much % yield these rewards earn for holding more than 30 days?
Well, first of all, the compounding return is equal to the previous 30-day return in the staking pool. So it's going to be the same in terms of that you received in terms of reward energy that you received. And it's calculated really simply. You just take the amount of coins that are in staking, the number of new coins that get staked that week. That's going to produce future reward over the next 3 weeks, and that reward is calculated with a 10% of whatever contributed this week. Would be 10% next week on Saturday, and then 30% the week after that, and then 60% the week after that. So it's waits for 2 or 3 weeks. So for the majority of it's back end weighted, so those rewards come in later, you say, to incentivize savings. Obviously, the whole purpose is to say, wow, I'm looking at all this money and I can just get this cash whenever I want. And I would say to people, these things don't happen by accident. This type of profits and money is not made very often. So it should be a signal to all of us that something very, very special is happening. It is working. The design of the financial system is working. And it is showing strength, showing liquidity, and it's showing the metrics of growth in terms of the number of people. Imagine where we can be with 10,000 person community, and we're going to get there without a doubt. Imagine where we could be with 100,000 person community, and we're going to get there. And how quickly we get there is up to us. How many we introduce, and it's also up to the quality of the project, which is going to strive to exhibit the highest ethics and quality and fairness. It's built into the smart contract that way, and no one from the outside can change that.
Yep. And that's so important. All right. Does anyone else have any other questions? Can take one or two more questions if you have it. All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for your time. Alan, Dwayne, Chris, appreciate you as always.
Hey, there was one question in there that you missed up there about developers.
Oh, yeah, wait. Let me find it. I did miss that. I apologize. Hold on. I'll find it.
How do we get?
Yeah, I got it. How do we get involved as developers? Are there libraries?
Right now, if you could just email crypto AI trader at Proton Mail. That's crypto, CRYPTO, trader, AI, I'm sorry, crypto AI trader at Proton Mail. If you could just email, we're trying to coordinate meetings. I've been involved in some meetings already with people with some really interesting ideas. Lots of people working on different things in business development. We'll be working together on that. I also, Peter, I want you to, we're going to send out the notice, I guess, in the Signal, or how are we going to send out the notice for the 8 p.m. meeting to demo the wrapped energy, Peter?
Yeah, I'll shoot that out to everybody once this is closed. No problem. There was, Dale had one more question. Hold on. We'll let Dale ask his question, then we'll close out. Go ahead.
Hi, it's in regard to that yield earns for 30 days. So when does that 30 days period start from? Is that from the staking date or is a particular day of the month?
That's a good question. Well, the 30 days was built specifically to be a random day.
Okay.
And the reason is that if you knew the actual day, they would be, trying to game the system if they knew the day. So this way, it's just you'll see it drop and you'll see the yield come in. So there's not a specific day each month.
Okay.
It does happen. It will happen here in April, which is fantastic. And
okay, fair enough.
It'll happen
okay.
in May, and it'll happen in June, and it'll happen in July, and thereafter.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
All right. A lot of the other questions are kind of sort of revealed in presentations that we have, but I'll answer these last two just for the heck real quick. If you happen to need to take money out, when is the best time to take it out? Well, here, let's put it this way. All your rewards are received on Saturday, let's say approximately starting around 4:30, 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you don't want to really do it when it's close to that time. So I guess if you really had to pick a time, I would say, do it after Saturday. But even if you do that and you need to actually take money out, unless it's absolutely necessary, when you take money out, you're forfeiting your compounding for the 30 days that you're going to get. So that's if you're staking. If you've not staked it and it's just sitting in your MetaMask wallet, there's no, hit to that because it's not in the staking pool. But anything that's in the staking pool, you have to be careful about that. And there's a notice of that in the community builder that specifically tells you what is going on when you go to unstake it. The next question says, I heard if you have 25 coins, you get a larger percentage of return. How does this work? It's not a larger percentage of return. It's an additional reward. So as these decentralized apps are built upon the platform, on the NRGY platform, as they're built, 80% goes to the developers for the fee revenue, and 20% goes to the stakers that are holding more than 25 coins that are staked. So if you're holding more than 25 coins, you essentially get a piece of that pie. You don't get a straight 20%, you get a share or a percentage of the 20% that's being distributed to all the stakers across the platform. It's very important that wording is used correctly, because misinformation can be put across and people will say, oh, so I get 20%. Nope, that's not the way it works. You get a percentage of the 20% for all the people that are holding the staking rewards. That's really, really important. Let's see. How do we get on the presentation email list? Presentation email list.
Peter, I just made a comment to that in the chat. I just said the best way to get notified of all our presentations or any kind of update is to be on the Telegram channel or be in the DeFi Nation Facebook group. We will be building a bot in that group, just so you know, so it'll ping your messenger whenever we do have something upcoming. But for now, be part of one of those two channels primarily.
There we go. Got it. You accidentally sent that to me, so that's why.
Sorry.
It's all good. No worries.
My bad, my bad.
All right, guys. So we're going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for all your time, and we'll see you guys again. I'll post the meeting for the 8 o'clock very shortly. Take care.